Alright, the ultimate Mythisch is here, being a fusion of the three that is also based off Loki's wife that gave birth to the three, along with some surprise glitter support, so let's begin. So we start off with the Nationless glitter promos, the first one being the Warning State Seeks Resonance, which is a grade 3 normal order and you can only have one of these in the deck, and this card cannot be played, but if your Vanguard is Tamiora, Baroa, or Michu, it gets the following abilities. So when this card is discarded from hand during your turn, look at top 7 cards of your deck to choose either one glitter or one order card that is not regardless piece from among them and add it to your hand. And of course, shuffle your deck with the second ability where act, hand, or drop. If your Vanguard is at least grade 3, you can remove this card to choose a glitter or order card that is not regardless piece from your drop zone and put it back to hand. Essentially, it's a discard fodder for your respective glitter decks that lets you either search or recycle. So default, you just must run them just because they are just that good. Especially the next one, Desires, Intertwine, and Blaze, does exactly the same thing, except it's for Chaos, Eva, and Dagria. So I won't be going over the skills again, since it's basically copy and paste. It's just for different respective decks. Kind of funny to me that it's two separate orders, but at least it makes it a little cheaper as it's not too many decks just for one card. And now it's time to fuse the three Mythisch to one, a card that is based off Loki's wife, Mythisch Machine Deity Mondgestirn Angrbold, which is a grade 3 with 28k base power, meaning it's going to have a restriction where you cannot ride or call it to rearguard, and already it reminds me of Volkogode for V Messiah or Fright Shoot Maximum for modern play. But for a gigantic monster, I think this should be a grade 4. And the funny thing is, if you combine all three Mythisch power, it is actually exactly 28k. But anyway, to the main skill, act hand. If you have a moon gate in the order zone, cost Soul Blast 1, reveal this card, choose a Mythisch with a different name from this one from your order zone and put it to your hand, and if you do, put this to the order zone. While this is basically a one-on-one exchange, it does actually help, especially for those cards that can only be played from hand, like the third Mythisch, with the second skill where auto order zone, when your Vanguard Veissrugr attacks, if you did not return any cards to the deck this turn, you can return 1 Rosnir, Garzum, and Hellsgar, 1 from the field and 2 from the drop zone back to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then its count ability is nullified into the end turn. This is so you could actually call it through Veissrugr's attack. And into its last skill, at the end of each player's turn, retire this unit, which is mandatory, but essentially what it does is that it lets you recycle 3 of your Mythisch, at least your main ones, which is very helpful to the deck, and basically just acts as a big beat stick. While being a big beat stick is nice and all, it is kind of unfortunate it doesn't really do anything else besides become a big ass beat stick. But it is very helpful that it lets you recycle, because sometimes the deck does deck out and you want to put more to the moon gate, so that is very helpful. It's just kind of unfortunate all it is really just a big beat stick that does really nothing else. Would have been nice if it did a rearguard drag check or just a crit +1, as the deck does need more pressure than just power. But still an overall decent card to run, even though it's not going to be that many. But I do find it awesome as an ultimate Mythisch of a fusion of the three, especially when it's based off Loki's wife and the mother of the three. And finally, here are some secret rares, which are always pretty awesome. I just wish that we got a new form of Veissrugr. And then finally next week, we just got support for some existing decks. One of them is Nana Claire, and I really hope for good support. And so that's it for our new Mythisch Deity, which is the ultimate Mythisch, along with some surprise promos for cross-epic glitter decks. What do you guys think of it? The promos were definitely a surprise to me. Glad that they're not regardless piece, so you don't have the regardless piece restriction, but they are helpful for the glitter decks, so I'm happy to see them. Although, just a little surprised to actually see them, especially since I thought the lore was over. But for the ultimate Mythisch, pretty awesome, especially since it does remind me of past units. Just kind of wish it did a little more, but it is an awesome, kind of helpful card for the deck. Just kind of wish that we got a new form of Veissrugr with it, but oh well. But on that, that's it for this, and see y'all next time.